points, 9 dimes. This was never in doubt in the fourth quarter. Wolves go into San Fran and win by 17. And in the history of the Timberwolves franchise, players with 30 points, 5 dimes. Anthony Edwards got great company. The big ticket, Kevin Garnett and Ant-Man stand alone.
You said his name, and by the magic of TV, there he is. Anthony Edwards, thank you so much for joining us. Look, what this team has done since approximately the 27th of November, when you accused them of being soft, all you have done is go out and win every single game. What's the difference?
We came together after that post-game media thing that I did. We came together as a team the next day, meeting without the coaches, and we had a meeting with the coaches, and it went a long way. And I think everybody, said their piece and said what they needed to get off their chest. And coach told us what we all need to do to be able to win the game. And I think we've been doing that at a high level. And we've been paying attention to the game plan, and everything's been going good for us.
We watched you. You had 30 points tonight, 9 assists. But one of the biggest changes in your game this season is the number of threes that you're throwing up. You made 4 tonight. But what's interesting is that you've sort of credited Steph Curry with inspiring you a little bit. Did he notice?
Yeah, he know. I tell him every time I see him.
What did he say to you tonight?
He told me, we were talking a little trash, tonight. After the game, I was like yelling at him like, yeah. He was like, right back, because we play him again in a day and a half. So he was like, right back. I know it's going to be tough, so I'll be ready.
Wait, he just said right back? That's as good of a trash talker as he can do?
No. He be trash talking out there, man, for sure.
All right, there we go. I want to talk to you about Julius Randle. Obviously, he's like the new guy on the team. What is the Julius Randle effect on the team that you put out there night in and night out?
He makes the game a lot easier for me, man. He draws a crowd. When he gets downhill, it's 3-4 people that goes to him. That's why I've been working on my catch and shoot game so much this summer. And even in the Olympics with Steph, I was working on my catch and shoot because, we got him. So, I got to be able to spot up and help him out, man, and make it tough for them to double him. So if I make those shots, it's easier for him, and he's been making it easier for me, so I love him. Okay,
so we don't get to see you again until Sunday when you take on the Warriors again, which means that you have Saturday, tomorrow off. And it's a big one in the SEC. It's your dogs. It's Texas. Do you have a message? Do you have a message for your? I know you do, but do you have a message for that team? I want to hear it. What's your pep talk?
Hey, Carson Beck, do your MFing thing, boy. You hear me? Do your thing. Let's go and get the win, because we're going to see him again in the SEC championship, baby.
That was really good censoring. I'm really proud of you right now. Thank you.
Hey,
I'm not saying that. That's how people are interpreting it.
Yeah, that's what we're here at the Gatehouse. We're just here. We're ear hustling a little bit, Fezzi. They need to win, too. You want to talk about a team that's desperate. Their playoff hopes are basically on life support right now. They have to basically win out if they want to win a division. It starts on Sunday against a tough Bears team that's searching for a win as well. They've lost 6 in a row.
Well, the Niners have really hit a tough spot. Losing Christian McCaffrey so far has been, he's been one of the bright spots of the season. Him coming back, it brought new life to the Niners. So it's going to be tough. It's going to be tough, but you got to find a way. Young guys got to step into roles. We talked about that with the Warriors tonight. People have to play in roles that they're not comfortable playing in, but adversity brings people out. That's actually how you got Brock Purdy in the first place. The adversity brought Mr. Irrelevant and made him relevant, so hopefully somebody else can step up in his absence.
See, I'm so impressed with his football knowledge. This guy's come a long way. He's locked in.
I love that. And it is interesting, the parallels between these two teams in terms of personnel, the types of things that personnel need to do to be able to get a win, and also consistency. Just being able to have consistent performance.
Is that the word of the day?
I'm telling you.
It seems like it. It seems like a theme. It seems like a theme. The Warriors haven't been consistent over their last 7 games, but one guy who did come back to try to provide a jolt was Stephen Curry. Stephen Curry and Draymond Green returned to the lineup. Steph has been dealing with the bilateral knee tendonitis. Fezzi, did you like the way he moved tonight? 6-17. He had to deal with Jaden McDaniels, who's one of the best defenders in this league. 3-9 for the three-point line and just 4 assists. Steph tried his hard, but that bilateral knee tendonitis, man, is something that feels like it's going to linger all season long.
Yeah, Bonte, I really enjoyed watching Steph Curry move tonight. I thought that was a good part of the game. Steph looked healthy. He was moving well. He was cutting well. There is something to be said for the fact that he's playing with different lineups every time he comes on the court. Yeah. Left with Draymond starting, coming back, Draymond's coming off the bench. These are things and adjustments that, as a point guard, you need to know who you're playing out there with. And Steve Kerr is trying to find the lineup that works, whether it's starting or finishing the game. These are all things that people are adjusting to. I think Steph Curry was trying to find his way to adjust to that tonight.
Yeah, with Kerr continuing to have to tinker with this roster lineup, especially with people going in and out. you're seeing Steph Curry have to be creative on his own a lot of the time. And that's a lot to burden on him, you know, a lot of responsibility on him. But you saw him trying to hit his open shots, 3 of 9 from 3 overall. Again, he can go on as many runs as possible, but he needs his team to rally with him.
And I give credit to the Minnesota Timberwolves' attention to detail. They did not let Steph Curry breathe.
No.
We saw one time in the fourth quarter, he drove to the rack. There was 3 tall trees in the paint waiting for him. So Steph Curry's going to need some help, and he's going to need it from Jonathan Kuminga, who last night had a career-high 33 points, 13 of 22 from the floor. They're going to need J.K., especially if they don't have Andrew Wiggins the next game or next week against Houston in the in-season tournament, which will be the Emirates NBA Cup, I should say. They're going to need J.K. to have more than 13 points. He's going to have to be impactful on both ends of the floor.
I think what we saw tonight out of Jonathan Kuminga was him allowing his defensive play to impact him mentally that rolled into his offensive play. You saw him get some early fouls, some tough ones that you could tell that he knew better or that he felt like he shouldn't have gotten. So he, struggled. You saw him talking to the refs several times. So Kuminga knew there were certain plays on defense that he could have been more active, et cetera. And I think that translated into how he approached the game for the rest of the game offensively.
I mean, we've seen the highs of J.K., and J.K., the next step for him is to continue to keep that consistency. This is the word of the night. Is to keep his aggressiveness. You have to use that to the advantage of the Warriors. If you cannot, if you drive into the paint and you throw it out to the other team, you're actually using your speed against the Warriors. Those are things that they have to figure out how to continue to preach to this team. Find ways to attack the paint, attack the score, and when the other team, the defense reacts, because you know the bigs for the Minnesota Timberwolves, they're trained to go block shots. Use that against them. Drive to the rim, knowing that you're super athletic, so the bigs have to be there in position to try to block the shot, and then use that to create plays for your other team. I think once Jonathan Kuminga figures that part of his game out, knowing that you don't always have to score every time. When you drive sometimes, there's a second speed where you can get there and create for other teammates. I think he's going to be a star. You can see it in bits and pieces, and he's putting it together as the games come along.
And the Warriors have a responsibility also. Not only does Jonathan Kuminga have a responsibility to keep his head in the game, make sure that he can provide on all ends of the floor throughout the whole game, the Warriors have a responsibility to get him going too. And you saw that. They tried to get him going in the second half through some lobs in transition, ended up being, again, errant passes. But Kuminga is a player that when he's feeling it, he's feeling it. So if you can get him some lobs, you can get him some good buckets, you can get him some threes, that's when he'll really get going. And so I think the Warriors also have to game plan, like, how can we get some plays to get him to execute as well?
Yeah, get him on that mid block, right? Get him on the post,
get him on the block.
Let him hit that fadeaway, that 10 to 12 foot mid-range jumper there. 3 turnovers tonight for J.K. He had 3 turnovers combined the past 2 games against Denver and the Houston Rockets. So let's check out the team stat comparison. And what we're going to look at is point to the paint. The Warriors usually dominate that category. They're a minus 14 there. They did hit their free throws. However, they committed 22 turnovers and shot just 28% from the three-point line. An ugly loss at home to the T-Wolves. They'll try to run it back Sunday and get the split against Minnesota. But let's hear from Steve Kerr, president.